And I'm going to show you why Akufo-Addo is a criminal and why Jubilee House is an embarrassment to Ghanaians. Inti atie nyina Akufo-Addo say Aljazeera for Alesta ka say onimuno na no any lawyer obeje contract or Ghana and na dem percentage no or say
Abusia for mo bibi akwaba so kokra e de bana na one TVGH so and medino ensesa otina na wana edi an hu se bata ho na na techwa na nim se bana na one so de na yekoye social media ne so ayense ma etwa gu ne ebie ne ho aye person de beka no mo e fa ye celebrity se ne asofo ne makoko na mbi Ghana ha omo ho sam de yemfe ne agokra na nim baby video bi aba e social media ne so me pese meka ho asem pese me no wini na hwe video no ye hwe wi a asem bi ho bia na me ne waka no wakasa de oni kochoma sawe ho video san say asem na ya asem a chen okule me pese meka cho ye ko hwe video ne ba nkomo bi ho bia e be di ato aso
about ne enko enim. Now see this. Time no day. I'll kill this. Producer, Mr. S, Mr. P, I'll kill this nicely. Don't worry. Oh, sorry. So letter no letter na say na Jubilee House actual akoma eye Aljazeera. Na on the screen no is the letter. Oh, why am I doing this? Okay. So this is the letter. We because hey na Kevin bebrebe de be na kan be kan ni nyina ne akyerekyerem na ma kyerem ade bi ne apon show no. Now see this. This is coming from the Jubilee House. Moment kan letter ne akyerekyerem afemin ka asem bi nkyeremo na mumma hu se mema hu se eye na Addo Akufo na adwene wo fom yi o ekromfo. Office of the President, Jubilee House, telephone blah blah blah, telephone blah blah, digital address GA0000288. And then you come to by email and Omatro, they actually emailed Aljazeera. That is to reply at aljazeera.net. Inti Oshe de Wana, dear sir or madam, request for retraction and apology for inaccurate and unfair documentary on the president and government of Ghana. Letter no sibia omo wedding no mpesa mo kire made bi. Or say request for retraction and apology for inaccurate and unfair documentary on the president and government of Ghana. Almost say, almost chokra tabia bra Aljazeera say, Aljazeera a publish a nyoma bia, a nyoma a yenokre, and a nyoma bia, a kotia president no any Ghana bang. Intellectual mutual in almost trust say, a Aljazeera for documentary who's Alesta Mateus, a Akufo-Addo and a lawyer. Now, ordinary deals near the Addo, almost say yenokre. Ne kotia president no and ne kotia Ghana buying. Question and they say, has the president spoken to Ghanaians about this matter since it came up? From time Aljazeera released this documentary investigative piece, has the president bothered to speak to the Republic of Ghana? Some stupid boy be also a friend of president's lawyer wrote some nonsense on Twitter. Also a friend of Suman. I don't even know him whether he exists or not. On any statement, now we the people of Ghana, Yenjin Tuman as a president, Nano Asem. Because we didn't vote for a lawyer, we voted for a president. He might have been a fake lawyer, but he is a president. And then assembly by no, so President Akufo-Addo Jubilee House say it's about Ghana government, which is us and Ghana. Why didn't he speak to Ghanaians? And this is the first question. I didn't on the Ghana phone Kasaye. Why hasn't he mounted? Why hasn't he come out, meet the press, and stated emphatically that this statement we are hearing around the world is a lie? It is because he does not respect you and I. Or whom some way Jimmy. All that they are doing in the Jubilee House is just to save their their corrupt asses. So in the first place, the president even respects Aljazeera than the people of Ghana. Now let's move forward. I am instructed by the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, to demand formally that Aljazeera Media Network retract immediately and apologize for airing an inaccurate and unfair documentary that contained spurious and unsubstantiated allegations against the President and the government of Ghana. Nipana Ochrono, or said Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, and Asha the Tupa, or no na akachene say, and na ono na asheno. say ontro krata wembra Aljazeera na krata nyina no say Aljazeera for de eye documentary bi ababontene investigative documentary bi ababontene a president or Ghana na Ghana for to abama na say ondi Ghana for so no o say sa documentary no egu no ho fin and I say gu de Ghana for ho fin. In fact o say sa in sama na e documentary president say yen kanche Aljazeera say omo yin free enfremem na omo sampa ono president ne chew na omo pa Ghana for chew if you say na no krebia eni eye documentary na Aljazeera for e de beto abontene ye chirem oko second paragraph or say the documentary in question made baseless claims that the president acted as a lawyer for one Mr. Alester Matthias and implied that the president personally benefited unlawfully from an alleged $100 million state infrastructure contract purportedly awarded to Mr. Matthias. Or say, documentary ni kan bibi wo Mr. Matthias e kasa no. E documentary no say, na Danko Ekufuado ya president no obeji contract bi Ghana na ye $100 million or say president enya ho infrastructure do inti we na mu gina so aka cha Aljazeera say ensem we no tro na Danko Ekufuado one Mr. Alester Matthias na o kasa no o say ono on benefiting from $100 million bia inti na mu gina so aka cha Aljazeera say omunyi sa eye interview ni frame omo ko eminim omo say in his letter dated 1st April 2023, responding to Aljazeera's letter of 2nd April 2023, which was received on 6th April 2023, containing these vague and defamatory allegations, the legal counsel to the president, Mr. Ko Abaka Isuman, acting on the instructions of the president, informed Aljazeera that the president had not been in private practice since 2000 and that the president had no recollection of acting as a lawyer either personally or through his law firm Messiah Ekufuado Prempe and Co for Mr. Alester Matthias or his company Gold Rest Resources. Letter na Echrakoma Aljazeera Free Jubilee House nipa say Ekufuado say letter ne say Nanado Danko Ekufuado lawyer Echrakoma Aljazeera catch Aljazeera say Mr. Alester Matthias no ono Ekufuado no onim no na wankasa onim no trodo o se onkai se one Ekufuado ono no Ekufuado no ono Mr. Alester Matthias ayedwuma pen o se ono no active practice yaka say obi gina court and as obi gina law firm ye adwuma se lawyer the year 2000 na Nana Danko Ekufuado ewie ne lawyer sem san sem we o mugina so mo se ne lawyer e na kyerokoma Aljazeera say Aljazeera letter mo documentary no me am a lawyer no me kire mo say Nana Danko Ekufuado 2000 and oja lawyer adwuma ye na Mr. Matthias no oni Ekufuado nye adwuma na Ekufuado no akrampo se onkaida onkai na adwini mu no onkai se oni obi e friend Alester Matthias ye adwuma bi one ne company anase one Alester nankasa ye adwuma ana ono Ekufuado ne law firm ne Alester company ana Alester ne ye adwuma inti letter ne Free Jubilee House for ne catch Aljazeera for say Ekufuado lawyer crash letter be catch them say Ekufuado no o say onim Alester na enye so ka say onim o say na adwene nkai Nanado Danko Ekufuado lawyer na nkancha Aljazeera say the president emphatically said say he does not know him or has never met him but o say na onkai say we hu obi ana we share obi ana say we lawyer mo obi a friend of Alester Matthias say you cannot recollect her just a won kai untumi nkai into say okay say won kai it does not mean it did not happen also tinyo maybe I say Kevin okay me okay say a call party go UK also my dwene enshadan kai it does not mean party nancy ebia wona won kai na ebia party nankasa de esi so you not recollecting the event does not mean the event never happened by yanko yenim now okay the third paragraph. In those circumstances, further and better particulars were demanded from Aljazeera to respond adequately to the allegations made in Aljazeera's letter. Aljazeera was thus requested to provide information on the period for which the president allegedly provided legal representation to Mr. Alester Matthias or his company, Gold Rest Resources, Furthermore, Al Jazeera was requested to provide details of the $100 million tender for state infrastructure allegedly given to Mr. Matthias, which he outsourced and kept a percentage in offshore accounts, as stated in the letter, as well as information on how the president personally benefited unlawfully from the alleged $100 million tender for state infrastructure. Now, letter now, mo choko ma Aljazeera no. Omsi time ana documentary ni beba abonten no. Eye Ekufuado lawyer choko ma Aljazeera ka kire say. Inse na mubusa ese enim eye Mr. Alester Matthias no. Ya ka kire Mr. President say on kai. Na almost sa ka kire Aljazeera for say Aljazeera insema Alester Matthias e kan wo video no. In fact, ye pese mo ma ye documents a kire say Alester Matthias eye no krese oje $100 million contract. Eya no krese onya percentage. Eya no krese Ekufuado so nya percentage. Eya no krese Ekufuado be na onim so ye lawyer odi ne dinkita ho. Inti president ne lawyer no answer na Al Jazeera be publish no. Al Jazeera di video ni kire omo no. These are the things they were asking. Now the question I want to ask is say Al Jazeera I interview Kevin Taylor. Na Kevin Taylor say onim Ekufuado a odi Ekufuado a business a. Na Al Jazeera busa say onim Ekufuado. Now say also won kai na. Why do you need whatever Kevin Taylor kai? Because what's in the panel on kai person we share that. Why are you telling Al Jazeera to go and bring documents to prove say Matthias is lying? Al Jazeera's job is not to investigate or do a detective job. Al Jazeera is exposing corruption through their lenses. Al Jazeera documentary wasn't about Ekufuado. It was about criminal cartels dealing in gold. And the statement somebody made, Al Jazeera wanted to verify. So if you want to know the details and if Matthias actually had business in Ghana, what do? You sue Matthias. You insist Matthias come out and tell you where he actually had that meeting, where he actually got that contract, how the $100 million was shared. Al Jazeera is telling you what their lenses have captured. It is not their job to go deep and go find documents to tell you, oh, we went to this bank. Matthias' statement against your word. It is Matthias' statement against your word. And you have also said, you don't recollect. So why are we supposed to? There's a reason why Al Jazeera bao. Sankoma bao, but we will get to that part. Now, the next one, I'll say, Al Jazeera refused or failed to provide these details. Almost no more details of Al Jazeera. Say Matthias Akase wire contract or Ghana or say Al Jazeera details. That means the details of the contract. Matthias na can insem. Na na dan kweku for the lawyer ne Jubilee or say wakasa asem de amomon kwaji documents nembra. Now it goes on. It says Al Jazeera refused or failed to provide these details as requested and went ahead with the broadcast of the documentary. At the end of the documentary, a text was shown contradicting the contents of the documentary. Additionally, the subject of the documentary, Mr. Alester Matthias, denied what he said in the documentary to Al Jazeera investigative journalists. In light of these blatant denials by Mr. Alester Matthias and the response from Mr. Isuman, those parts of the documentary ought not to have been included because those statements were not true. The letter they can is very, very important. Almost say, Nana dan Ekufuado catch Al Jazeera say on through the lawyer no, enye Ekufuado be na no kan you. Through Ekufuado lawyer no, ya catch Al Jazeera say Ekufuado say on kai say we share Matthias da. And also a documentary no omo requesting for Matthias as some kind of details of the contract near the adena amba no sa nyoma ni nyina na Al Jazeera entime provide no nanka eni se omo de sa part na Alester Matthias ka say Ekufuado and a lawyer wakoye deal Ghana paying $100 million na Jubilee House catch Al Jazeera say because omo entime provide it information to say Matthias ka so be na contract or Ghana no omo nya documentations Matthias ka say Ekufuado or the lawyer no omo for documentations about no more expect say Al Jazeera on for sa nyoma no enka documentary no e was say nkom yi film in the minds of Ekufuado and Jubilee House no because Al Jazeera did not do Inspector Bedia job no e was say omo yi sa part no e free omo documentary. Now let's move forward. Accordingly, those parts of the documentary are malicious, defamatory, and a calculated attempt to tarnish the reputation of the president and government of Ghana. Almost say, Jubilee House for say, video na Aljazeera for the Bible no. Sa part no, na just say nia ho, sem omo ni da ho, omo ye omo adwene say, omo begu Akufo-Addo anim ase, any Ghana ban. So what's steady statement now? Omo kase bi omo say Ghana ban. Ye ka say Ghana ban e menewo. Meno te Ghana say Akufo-Addo mbie na no. Enka ta se bo ehu asem nkyere se onim hu bia na onim hu bi o. Lawyer bi ene te Twitter trotron kwase asem. Because Akufo-Addo respected Ghana Fonti, he has refused to stand before the cameras in Ghana before journalists to say he knows nothing about this. But some lawyer be and or no extra in our name. I brought the person we have given power to does not even recognize we Ghanaians. That is the disrespect. But make sure now when you move forward, it says this. Okay, this one's gone. Okay, let me bring this up. Now, okwa asiawa say no matro. Chire mu so ame for muntie me. Me wi an mabusa nsem mi. That Al Jazeera withdraws. Okay, into first one no answer no me finish no say. Accordingly, those parts of the documentary are malicious, defamatory, and calculated attempts to tarnish the reputation of the president and government of Ghana. It is therefore demanded, over to us, second letter, we are almost demanded that Al Jazeera withdraw the documentary immediately, retract and apologize to the president and the government of Ghana for airing such an unprofessional and defamatory documentary. Say, President, any Jubilee House, any Ghana buying say, because Al Jazeera amfa a year. Alester Mateus and some no kind of documentary ni facts ambechre or no president no emananka say we no kre no Al Jazeera for almost sure almost say ejuma omo die na ejuma sebio ejuma na etan na in fact almost share Al Jazeera ka say immediately animanim ya say documentary no omo ntwi emframem omo delete forever and ever and omo nsan bepa Akufo-Addo chew dom bepa ye ni Ghana for chew. Now, the other kind of say it is imperative that you act forthwith on this request within 7 days from the date of the receipt of this letter. Please confirm receipt of this letter and your intention to take the necessary actions as requested. Almost say, ma Al Jazeera and Nanson. Now watch it. Say documentary no mo dia betum from mu no paper. Every wiase no mo nsamra mfa snap mbra mebu nkotodwe mpa omo chew every so omo pese ana enua ho omo cheda e no mo yeso megu Akufo-Addo chen ne hu fin o hwa ase wa nipa otro letter the friend nana asante bedie tuo ko Jubilee House on enum wi pa ono ene tro letter no investigative journalist directorate Al Jazeera Media Network PO Box 23127 Doha Qatar. Oba say the Vice President Jubilee House Accra, the Chief of Staff Jubilee House Accra, and the Honorable Attorney General and the Minister for Justice Ministries. Omunyina ensa akakrata will be a CC or Mosana Bruni Kano. Inti nchire mu nyina na kire say na na Dankwa Akufo-Addo Jubilee House na kire krata e da koma Al Jazeera say impremu he ya no e wo say Al Jazeera documentary no omo twifrim framem omo pepa na ebi krampo ewiase nkai inchire inti no now maybe kire mu ade bi Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo are very, 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 very childish. The Jubilee House is filled with children. I am not standing here. I don't know the editorial policy of Al Jazeera. I will not speak for Al Jazeera. But as an investigative journalist, who are more effective, maybe and I'm going to show you why Akufo-Addo is a criminal and why Jubilee House is an embarrassment to Ghanaians. Inti atie nyina na Akufo-Addo say Al Jazeera for Alester ka say onimu no na any lawyer obeje contract of Ghana and na percentage no or say onu Akufo-Addo obeso kire say sa nyoma na Al Jazeera amfa krata banking transaction a year contract execution ya de amba nti Al Jazeera for anya adwuma pa omunyi bibia mfrimframem Wosu na Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo catch the Ghana for say I catch the Al Jazeera. Sorry, I catch the Al Jazeera. You know, because as we speak, Akufo-Addo can't be behind the Ghana for. O catch the Al Jazeera for say won kaida said ye wehu eye Alesta Matthias Krada. Won kaida. You don't recollect. One can say uhu ni dao. There's a difference between unim Kevin means da minimunumpo. And there's a difference between unim Kevin Taylor means Shadan Kaino. So because the whole Shadan Kaina, the probability of you meeting him before is high. That be a wono or say one Kaino because maybe for your own reasons you don't want to admit to say oh Kaino. By you saying say Kevin Taylor minimuno means da. It means you don't know him. You have outrightly come out to say you don't know him. You've not met him before. You've not even heard his name before. But the moment you tell me, say, Kevin Taylor, I mean, my dream is here. I mean, Sedan Kai or my dream. It does not mean so we know. Be at the moment, no Kai, but we need so be that. So the president did not emphatically come out to tell Al Jazeera, say, I think if the president had told Al Jazeera, I don't know this guy, I've never met him, I don't know anything about him, and this is my answer, Anka Al Jazeera might have not aired the documentary. But when you say you don't recollect, the probability of you meeting him before today is high. You not recollecting does not mean you never met him. And in do catch Akufo-Addo in his long letters he writes and he said, you did not deny outrightly. Do you know why today's story is not different from yesterday? When Anas Arimyao Anas number 12 in journalism, in the ethics of the job, when you do documentaries, who we are, say an investigative piece, whoever is captured in the documentary, what you need to do is later go to them and tell them you have been captured on camera. What do you say to your own statement? Majority of the time, the people who are captured in camera, what they do is they deny it because of court implications. Now, majority of the time, when people are mentioned in an investigative piece, especially when it's criminal, those people who are mentioned, normally, they are not obliged to do it, but because of the ethics of the job and giving people also the same platform to clear their names, what documentary investigative journalists do, they reach out to everyone whose names were mentioned. Normally, when they are people of high profile, into your presidency. So Al Jazeera, what they did was they reached out to Akufo-Addo. So when they reached out to Akufo-Addo, and you Akufo-Addo say you don't recollect, meaning you have given an answer to Matthias' statement. Matthias said he did this in Ghana. You say you don't recollect, meaning Al Jazeera seek your concern. It is not a job of Al Jazeera to go into Matthias' document to go and find a contract he signed in Ghana. Because Matthias mentioned your name in a bigger investigative job, they wanted you to clear yourself. You had the opportunity. You had the opportunity to come out straight and say, I don't know him. But you didn't do that. You said you don't recollect. If you don't recollect, that's not totally that exclude you from Matthias' statement. In Akufo-Addo, you in the first place, what was stopping you from outrightly telling Al Jazeera for say, I don't know him? Why were you saying you don't recollect? Why? Is it that you think you might have met him before, but you want to force yourself not to know, say you've met him? Now today, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo is telling Al Jazeera, any Jubilee House say, Omunko, nipe bi omu interview no, omuma nipa nemfa documents, any facts, embekre, say asono kind of no kre. When Anas did number 12, and number 12, you the same Akufo-Addo, Baumia, Nyantechi, Mokai. Set back, let me show you there. When Anas did number 12, what did Anas do? Anas here an investigative job, he took the piece and he brought you Akufo-Addo. And the best another Dankwa Akufo-Addo catches Akufo-Addo. My investigative job be na kwesi nyantechi abodi wom. What do you say to that? Now I'm going to play you because Anas went to Akufo-Addo in his residence. And he went to show him the video and said, Mr. President, your name is being mentioned. Comment on this. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo outrightly denied every single thing and said he does not know anything about it. How different is that from today's? Why today are you telling Al Jazeera to go and bring documents? Why didn't you tell Anas you were giving him 7 days to do what? To take number 12 out of the system. Why didn't you say, Anas, I have sat in front of you and denied? Why didn't you stop Anas from filming it? Why didn't the president give Anas 4 days not to film the part where Nyantechi mentioned his name? But he didn't have a problem with it. But today, he has a problem with Al Jazeera. Now, let's watch what happened and listen to Akufo-Addo very, very well. The response he gave to Anas Arim Yao Anas when number 12 investigations was done and the president was approached the same way Al Jazeera has approached Akufo-Addo.